Music translates cultures and transcends cultures and transcends barriers of all kinds. So if you love music, I think listening to music and Korean lyrics and sort of studying how they're saying these elongated phrases through music and not just speaking is a great way to learn vocabulary and to hear pronunciation and that sort of thing.
That's really good. Now you've gotten that line down packed.
Getting there, obviously.
I know you have a family.
I do.
And
yes.
So I'm going to pry into your personal life a little bit if you want to share. Tell me a little bit about, I got to meet your wife briefly too, not that long, but she's fabulous. And how did you meet your wife?
My wife, she's an amazing woman. We actually met doing a show together on Broadway. Yeah, she's...
What was her role?
She was the swing. She made sure whenever somebody in the ensemble got hurt, she would step into their part. So not only did she have to learn one part, she had to learn like 10 parts. And she's a university-trained actress. She studied at one of the best theater schools in the States, Northwestern University. And she did four Broadway shows prior to us meeting during Pacific Overtures in 2004. Yeah.
Wow. And so how did you actually meet? Through one of the shows, or how did this happen?
Yes, we met performing together on stage. But we actually met before that. It's kind of a funny story. But we ran in the same circles. She was in Rent when I was doing Jesus Christ Superstar in the year 2000. And so, they're both rock musicals on Broadway. And so a lot of the cast in Jesus Christ Superstar had done Rent already, which I was one of those people. And so we had all the similar group of friends. And we didn't really connect at first. We didn't really have that spark when we first met. We didn't really talk to each other. But then she came to LA. We missed each other then when I was living in LA. And then we finally got to meet each other in 2004 doing a show. And we realized we had a lot in common.
Wow. And is she Korean?
She is Korean American as well. Her mother's Korean. Her father is American, actually. Her father is Slovakian heritage. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Wow. And then, so do you have children?
I do. I have two sons now. The older is 3. His name is Jesse. And the younger is 3 months old. And his name is Jude.
Wow. Yeah. What if Jesse or Jude wanted to get into this career? How would you come out with this now? This, because this career thing will come up as they grow up. 2 sons. And what if, either both of them or one of them wants to? What would you...
I would heartfully support them. I really would. It's knowing, it's probably the flip side of what my father went through. If they wanted to be a doctor or if they wanted to be a lawyer, I would be scared. How can I help you there? But if he wanted to be an actor, I could definitely help him along his way. And, my wife and I are both very agreed upon the fact that we will support their passions wherever they are. But it's difficult. As a parent, you're sort of, especially with our first son, and now, our second son is just a little wee one. We're navigating things for the first time, and you're so afraid of making mistakes, and you don't know whether you're doing something wrong, or if you're doing something too much or too little, but we'll see. He's a good boy. They're both good boys.
Now, do any of your kids, are they old enough to come see you perform?
When I was doing Jesus Christ Superstar in Seattle, there was a family room, a quiet room where you could sit in there, and it's soundproof. So you could see it through a window. The music got pumped in through a speaker. And so he saw me doing Jesus Christ Superstar, and he saw the whole show. And there's a point where Jesus gets scourged, where he gets whipped. And my wife said he was fine all the way up to that point, and then he saw his daddy getting whipped, and he started crying. He's like, "Don't hurt my daddy." And so, when I heard that, I was like, oh, wow, he's got a really empathetic heart. So maybe he is an actor. And he loves animation films. He loves all the Disney films, Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, Dumbo. And he actually memorizes the lines and sings along the songs. There's some indicators that he may be quite artistic.
Wow.
Which sort of thrills us and scares us at the same time.
It's an adventure, I'm sure.
It is.
And plus the fact that you know that you're a good actor because he was crying. He was thinking that you were, getting hurt.
Perhaps, yeah. I don't take all the credit for that.
It proves that point. What about in terms of where are you going now? Okay, you're doing the musicals. You're still doing that. So what are the other things that you're doing right now?
Well, I definitely try to stay creative in my own right. As an actor, you sort of are at the beck and call. You're at the whimsy of what producers want to do, of what directors want to do. So the only thing you didn't do is present your talent, and then if you don't get it, you have to move on.
Yeah.
So I've sort of moved on, not moved on, but I've sort of added to my things to do I write as well.
Okay.
I've written several screenplays because the medium of film is something I'm very fascinated with and I enjoy very much. And so the last of which was in development to try to get done. It was a film about the universality of music. And it was about a Korean girl and a Korean American guy who didn't speak each other's language but could communicate through music. And so that creating characters from my heart and mind to the page is something that really excites me.
Sure.
I can't wait to see the next step of seeing it actually manifest itself on screen or on stage. One of my screenplays has gotten the interest of an illustrator in Seattle named Daniel Young, and the two of us are collaborating on a graphic novel, comic book version. So I'm working on a graphic novel of one of my stories right now, which is really fun. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Wow. When you came to Korea, were you afraid to work with a Korean cast, or how did you take that? Because here you got the whole language thing is going to be different.
It was intimidating, to say the least. I didn't know how they would accept me in terms of the fact that I didn't speak the language fluently, that they didn't really know what I had to offer. But it was amazing. My fears and intimidations were quickly stilled and put to rest because they were super supportive of me. And like you said, it was a give and take. They saw the way I worked and they saw what I brought to the rehearsal room, and it was something very different from the way they did things. My acting style is different. The way that I approach the text is different. So I brought a lot to them, and they, honestly speaking, they gave much more to me. So I'm sort of in their debt for a very, very long time.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, it started a whole global kind of concept, musicals. Why just in one area, just all over the place, Just why not share the